The simple proposition we are debating here is, should the parties in Westminster be represented in proportion to the votes they receive at the election? It seems to me that that is such an overwhelmingly reasonable and correct proposition that it is very difficult to argue against. No wonder, therefore, that in opinion polling, vast majorities of people say that they agree with that proposition. And this is also the case why those who disagree with the proposition do not argue its opposite, because I've not heard anyone stand up and say, we think that political parties in Westminster should not have representation in line with the votes that were cast for them in the election. And instead of that, we get treated to a, well, you know, nothing's really perfect, we know you mean well, but here are a whole series of technical obfuscations which take us away from the debate in principle and try and get into a situation that confuses the electorate. In the final minute, I wanted to address this question of the referendum, the 2011 referendum, because I really find it, I'm grateful actually. Twice I asked those who were talking about it to confirm whether or not they thought it was a referendum in PR, and at least they have the good grace to concede that it is not. We have never ever had a referendum on proportional representation in this country. I don't know what was going on in that coalition talks or why the Liberal Democrats got themselves into a position of agreeing to that referendum on AV, which was a policy they didn't agree with and which actually blocked the debate for the rest of that Parliament probably until now. But that is history. But it is certainly not the case that that referendum in 2011 should be taken as an endorsement for anything whatsoever. And it is the case, I make this as an observation, that many of the biggest changes in our franchise and in our democratic voting system have not been because of referenda in any event. We didn't have a referendum to give women the vote. We didn't have a referendum to lower the age of majority to 21 and then to 18. In fact, Parliament decided it was the right thing to do. So there's not even any need for a referendum.